Hello, happy Wednesday. You are on the Heart of Success show, and I'm your host, Larissa Vakulina. I go live every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Adelaide, South Australian time. And here I share tips, methods, tools, knowledge, experience, motivation, and inspiration that can help you to create success in all areas of your life. While people are busy to create and accumulate wealth, they miss so much on another areas of their lives, and they live unfulfilled lives, and they don't know why, because they so successful in their businesses or professional lives. And this is really the dilemma. So today I'm going to cover a very interesting topic, the topic of giving and receiving. So I'm going to share with you my personal experiences about that, and also the progress and evolution in terms of the psychological knowledge or emotional knowledge and mental knowledge of this subject. So when we know that if the child receives insufficiently, well, then there is a big chance that this person, when it grows to the adult, will have a difficulty to give. So this is, of course, understandable. And so the psychology was basically postulated this issue very, very deeply, and it created a generation of self-pitying and crippled people that are constantly go back into that wound of the child, and they constantly referring back to this lack of receival of what the child needed at that time. Hello, MJ. Thank you for being here with me. So the child is of course dependent on and needs to have the needs met by adults. But when you adult, you don't need to be constrained by that past. So there's also belief, and I, in my opinion, it is mostly comes from many different religions, that to give love is more blessed than to receive. So people, hello Tatiana, how are you? Good to have you here with us. So what I'm saying is that that wrong belief in our society is like to give love means you are so good, you decent, you nice, you and it is more blessed than receiving. So basically then people of course feel that to give love is to deprive yourself, the self, to some extent, or to some to some number of things, and also like self-sacrificing. So no wonder why in our society we don't know how to give, and we don't know how to receive, because all of these distortions that are in our society being placed on through our childhood development, and also through great misunderstanding and overemphasis right now for the last decades about the wound of the child, and also about the insufficient receival of the child, creates a very self-pitying generation. So I myself went through a deep analysis and understanding of my own very deep distortions in terms of giving and receiving. So in my personal life, when I was a child, I was I created a conclusion, or the belief that in my case, it was like I don't trust men, and I really don't respect weak women, the women that cannot stand by themselves in terms of protect themselves from the anger and all the aggressiveness. So it is like a double wall in terms of not having the trust. So in that sense, I conclude in my childhood consciousness that I am stronger and better than others because I'm not giving up myself in that sense of like I'm gonna to protect me and I'm not gonna to be opening up myself authentically. So this creates so much pain and so much disconnection. But we are also so creative in terms of how we can actually manipulate what we need. How can we manipulate people to love us, to connect with us, and give us? So in my case, I created this construct of over-giving, over-understanding, over-loyal, and over taking care of others. So on top of that, specialty and specialness within myself, I was also understanding that, I need to be overgiving or submissive in some extent to receive love and acceptance and admiration in some sense. So this is almost like the specialness side of it. As much as people feel special and better than others, they create constructs. People that are feeling and perceive themselves as worthless, they also create a construct. In many times, they hold themselves back from giving, and also they sometimes could completely get themselves out, like get not accepting life, and they just sit in their own pit, right? So hello, Angela, thank you for jumping in. So by observing and living through this myself and understanding, and also observing the same dynamics going on in many of my clients when I work one-on-one, there's so much of these distortions in terms of giving and receiving. So in some sense, these people want to receive from me some healing, some mentoring and coaching, but they block it because they feel shame or guilty to ask if they feel uncomfortable, or if they feel somehow not not in the space of understanding or something during the healing. They just feel that they not have any option to just disconnect and say, I just feel uncomfortable. Can I move maybe? Or can I go to the toilet? Or can I have more blanket or something like that? So it starts with very, very little things, but the dynamic is still the same. So there is a two extremes of this kind of space of giving and receiving. So and also the collective belief that give love impose some sort of deprivation or some sort of sacrifice is really is not true, and it's wrong. So I also went to Canberra this couple of days before, and I was invited in a huge event that was involving VIP people gathering together in the sense of these political leaders and political representatives of different countries, and I could observe, the dynamics of this. Of this, pulling and pushing, the dynamics of not giving and asking to receive more. So on a very high level of these political leaders, and on a high level of these people that making decisions for us, this same dynamic, unhealthy dynamics going on. So there is a difference in opinions, and of course we all have different opinions, and I'm not saying that we don't need to have it, but what I'm saying is that a lot of people now about that are having different opinions in the political arena, they forcefully put their point across. They're not respecting opinions of others, and This is really is another distorted way of giving and receiving. So when we keep, just need to have a drink, thank you. So when we keep wanting more, if we're not receiving more, so we basically blaming our childhood experiences and we attach to them. We also blaming others for what we're not receiving. If we have some goals and things and we want to receive, but we're not receiving, we're really quick to go back into that childhood and blame it for the others that not cooperative or whatever with us, and also the system, the governments, the states, and also we don't understand that as we start to understand more about this lack of receival in childhood and go through the process of healing ourselves from that, we completely neglecting and ignoring the fact that we don't know about how to give. So we're not exploring this area of the giving, right? So there's a huge disbalance right now in the way of our knowledge of how to receive and give, right? So basically, what we keep wanting to receive more without even asking ourselves the questions. Well, how can I give more? And then look at how I can receive more, right? This is really huge distortion in our society about this phenomenon, right? And also, while we keep wanting to have more and keep blaming and keep being attached to some past wounds and traumas, we create like within ourselves inside, we have the BS detector, as my friend call it, BS. So the BS detector is very reliable tool. If we keep doing, wanting more and manipulating people give us more, our inner detective creates guilt, creates shame, creates resentment, creates envy. And this is really important to understand, because this all then block the flow of business, the flow of our personal life. It is blocks the flow of coming back to us, as well as giving from us to the others. So it's a big issue of try to understand and try to really get ourselves into this a small, very subtle motives and attitudes within ourselves, from where we giving and how do we receiving. Because of these distorted concepts about giving and receiving, we live our crippled lives and we have these limitations. So there is I would like to share with you, there's a 4 points that I created for you to understand, or I highlighted in relation to this discussion. So I highlighted a few I would say are down to earth concepts and practical tools that you can maybe create may understand in your life, and that can help you to dive deeper in these issues of giving and receiving, and possibly can start to build that balance, new balance between these two dynamics. So the first one is that you need to realize that you are not helpless about your past. So this is like it's a mental shift. It's a mindset to understand that you don't need to be attached to your childhood wounds. I understand that all of this material that sits there in our bodies and in our consciousness needs to be processed in a very safe way with the therapist or the psychologist and psychiatrist. But at the same time, you yourself can help yourself so much just by just shifting your mind to understand that that your past and your helpless experience of the past cannot really constrain you, because you have forces that can help you to establish that new balance. So also the second one is to begin to understand that your helplessness is caused more by withholding yourself and not giving than not receiving from the past by itself. See, it's like you need to start to see that withholding and not giving gives you more hopelessness and pain and suffering than if you open up yourself and start to learn how you can give give consciously and from that space of your authentic self, right? So the third one is that there is a number of times in your daily life that you reach the point of decision about if you want to give yourself or you want to hold it, right? So there's a almost like every minute of your daily life you need to make that choice. Do I want to give from that authentic, vulnerable place that I am, true to myself, or I want to still keep holding and withdrawing myself and my love and my connection with others in order to protect myself, right? So and the issue of what you give. A lot of people related to give some materialistic stuff, money or some way of helping in materialistic way. I also talk here about giving emotionally, giving your acceptance, giving your love, giving your understanding, right? So this is all needs to be explored, because just by giving money or sharing your living space or somehow helping in other materialistic way is great, but the block that is basically sitting in our unconscious, which is in our emotional behaviors and attitudes, in our motives and in our intentions within ourselves. So the fourth one is make one of those decisions. So this decision needs to be made. If you and you know it within yourself, because that BS detector is telling you when you withhold yourself, you feel somehow shamed, you feel guilty, right? If you give in from open heart, that will be returned 10 times more than you can imagine. So there's choice. If you make that choice to keep being in your restricted way, your old way, or allow your natural flow of your warmth, your vulnerable self, your love, your affection, your connection and acceptance, and start to share it with others, regardless of where you are at that moment, right? So, and what happening right now, there is a conscious businesses start to be emerging, and a conscious leaders start to be emerged in our lives everywhere. They just popping up. They start to understand these dynamics. They start to understand and create this healthy flow of giving from the heart and receiving from the heart of others. So this exchange doesn't require any effort. It is effortless because it is our natural state of being. So we been confused, and we've been we've been absolutely not revealed or not shown and educated. We've been told some lies in terms of that we so powerful in our inner creativity, not distorted creativity, but in our creativity to give our natural state of love. And what I am observing in many places and in many situations where people still want to receive more, but they're not willing to give equal or more, right? So and a lot of offers right now also floating everywhere. They have these absolutely amazing wraps and amazing presentations, I would say, and offers, but the inside of it, there's a no substance in terms of the value that these people are trying to provide. And this is the big conflict that we live right now in. And this is the conflict that we need to start to look at and pay attention to, and start to make that personal, individual choice. If I don't understand why I want something, why I have goals, why I have these how-to tools and things like that, but the abundance is not coming to me, well, then this probably place in you that you don't know how to receive. You're afraid to receive pleasure. You're afraid to receive abundance. You're afraid to receive all that you want to have. Well, and this also indicates that you, in the same time, is not a giving, is not given from that true place of who you are. So I would like to leave you with this today. There's not really many comments. I guess you just gonna to contemplate on what I was saying here, and maybe you need to just have a little bit of thoughts about it. I suggest to you that you keep tuning in with me, because I'm planning to create a free offer and a free resource list about healthy giving and receiving, and how we can develop that gift of the balance in giving and receiving. So I'm gonna to offer it in the next few shows. You can download by yourself that free gift for you that I'm creating. And also in my program, the Askara method, with 2 modules and 4 phases of that program, there's a section that gonna to go on a deeper level of understanding giving and receiving, and how we can finally, on individually and collectively, can create this healthy exchange of giving ourselves to life and others, and receive others into our lives. So I also would like to share with you the other, let me see, the other I would like to share with you right now on the screen. There's a 5-minute exercise, shift your mindset. Shift your mindset in 5 minutes, from being in panic attack or being in worry, in some sort of aggressiveness or anger, or whatever it is that you're suffering in a moment of in a way of limitation and stuckness. Well, this 5 minutes exercise can give you a different perspective, and can in 5 minutes put you in another state of your mind that will be opening up unlimited possibilities, and give you that breather of seeing that you have many different options. So I'd like to say thank you so much for being with me here today. I'm so grateful you are helping me to see you and support me. So I just love you so much, and I will be back on Wednesday, next Wednesday at 2 p.m. South Australian time with some other interesting topic. So I would like to say thank you and goodbye. Just one moment. I need to put the banner.